Good morning, mamas. Welcome back to my channel. It's Krista from Hebert's Down Home. If you are new here, welcome. I would love to have you click that subscribe button down below. It is Easter morning and I am in my pajamas. You can see my slippers. This morning I am making up some Cinny Minis from the Trim Healthy Table Cookbook for breakfast, along with some bacon and eggs. So we are going to have just kind of a special breakfast together before we head off to church. Then we are going to have a little bit of a break in our day and then head on to one of the grandma's house for an early supper. So trying to eat on plan pretty much all day, except for supper will be somewhat off plan. I'm going to do my best. I'm of course taking some zucchini au gratin, so that's on plan, and then we'll see what else we can find that will be on plan as well. So it's kind of a busy morning, but I thought I would just stop and share with you what I'm doing. The Cinny Minis, I have recommended them highly before. They're a family favorite of ours, so I thought that would be a good thing to try to make this morning for the kids since it's one of their favorites. So right now I am just mixing in the cinnamon a little bit. I'm gonna get these things in the oven and then I will frost them and we will have breakfast this morning. So happy Easter to all of you. I know you won't see this until Tuesday, which is after Easter, but I hope that you guys all had a wonderful day with your families. And I am curious, what did you guys do for Easter? And did you stay on plan or do a little bit of off plan or kind of a combination of both? So anyway, no judgment here. We just do the best we can and get back on plan as soon as we can. So we're just gonna enjoy lots of time with family and try not to stress out too much over the food. So when we're at home, we'll be on plan. When we're not, we'll just do our best. That's how it goes. And the kids are definitely having candy. Okay, so this is how our Cinny Minis turned out. We have Cinny Minis, eggs, and bacon this morning. So that's what our plates look like. These are my grandma's old plates, and so we're using those this morning. I found some special Easter napkins in the cabinet. We had just enough left. We only had 8 Easter napkins, guys. And we are burning a candle. Happy Easter! Good morning, mamas. It is Monday morning. And it is my lucky day. So nobody found the leftover Cinny Minis that I placed in the fridge down here. So I am going to have these for my breakfast this morning. So for breakfast this morning, I am having leftover Cinny Minis and some eggs with, I have green peppers, onions. I wish I had some mushrooms, but I don't. And some spinach mixed in. So that'll be a yummy, yummy breakfast this morning. So the Cinny Minis are actually out of the Trim Healthy Table Cookbook, and I'm gonna talk more about that in another video. But today I'm gonna talk about some of our favorite recipes out of the Trim Healthy Mama Cookbook. So I'm gonna give you the top 8. I am not super adventurous as far as food goes. And I haven't been all along with this plan, and I actually think that that is probably one of the keys to getting my family on board, is I haven't gone too way out there with any food stuff yet. So I have been finding recipes that are similar to things that we were already eating and kind of building on that. And I do feel like it's probably time to branch out and try some new recipes again, because we're often pleasantly surprised. But we've been pretty careful about not overloading the kids with too many new things. Number 1, and probably one of our most favorite recipes, is the Wicked White Chili on page 37. Now, the great thing about this Wicked White Chili is it goes in the crock pot. So I love to use this meal on days when I am super busy, or on Mondays, because Mondays are always my catch-up day when I'm just trying to get a lot done. And supper can be cooking all day, and then in the evening, voila, it just magically appears. And I love that. I love supper in the crock pot. So you put in actually raw chicken breasts and cook it all day long in there, and then you shred them up at the end. So it's perfect. You don't have to cook your meat ahead. There is quite a bit of prep as far as quite a bit of ingredients that go in it, but it's not a super long process. So it can be thrown into the crock pot fairly quickly, cook all day, be done in the evening when you're ready for supper. So that's one of my favorites because of how easy it is to prepare ahead, and everybody loves it. So I don't have any complaints here. And when I say everybody loves something, I mean everybody except for Bentley, because she's super, super, super picky. So she's old enough, she's 16. She often will find her own food, and a lot of times it's rotisserie chicken out of the freezer, and that is okay. We just roll with it. And she's on plan in totally her own way, but she eats very close to on plan much of the time. So I don't complain about it. I just let her be. But Wicked White Chili is definitely one of our family favorites. The second one, and definitely way up there on the list along with the Wicked White Chili, is Lazy Lasagna on page 140. Now, it says lazy lasagna. I don't think it's a lazy lasagna because it takes a lot of dishes to make, but it is super yummy lasagna. So anyway, it's good. Of course, there's no noodles to it, but our family loves it. It's one of our absolute favorites. So we do that one at least once every other week. The third one is salmon patties on page 177. This one was a surprise to me. Our family does not eat very much fish. I am the only one who likes fish and the only one so far who has liked salmon. So I was really surprised that when I made salmon patties, almost everyone was very pleased. I make like a tartar sauce that goes with it that has mayonnaise and mustard, and the kids love that, to load that on there. So we do salmon patties, and we also almost always have peas with it. I don't know why, it just feels like they go together, and everybody is very satisfied with that. So the salmon patties have been a hit. That meal is actually a cheaper meal because I buy the canned salmon. You have to be careful and make sure that you buy the wild caught salmon, but it is a favorite that we have probably once every 2 weeks as well because it's just a super easy one to throw together. Monty likes to make it sometimes on the nights when he's cooking because it's very easy, simple meal to throw together. It goes together quickly, so even if you start supper kind of late, that's a good one. And our family loves it. And I would give it a try even if you're not big into fish or your kids aren't big into fish. For some reason, my kids seem to like it. So that was a nice, pleasant surprise. Okay, number 4 is Mama's Meatloaf on page 157. Who doesn't like meatloaf? We all love meatloaf. So that one is a great one. That one is a little bit more expensive because you have to use a lot of meat, at least for our larger family. We use a lot of meat to feed our whole family. So that is a meal that is a treat that we enjoy every once in a while. We could do that one every week to 2 weeks too, but we just don't because it's a more expensive meal for us because of the quantity of the meat. So, and lean meat is expensive. So, but we love it. It's a yummy one. We also love the Banging Ranch drums on page 162. And this one is one that everybody is super pleased with. It feeds our whole family, including Miss Bentley. So everybody loves this one, and this is a good one for, it is not, I wouldn't say it's a super quick recipe to make, but it doesn't take that long either. And you throw it in the oven and it's done. So Bangin' Ranch drums, get a thumbs up from our family. Okay, I wanted to throw a few desserts in here too. So Teresa's on page 378 are one of my favorites to keep in the freezer. These keep me from munching on off-plan treats if we have anything around, or they just keep the munchies away. When I want just a little bite of something sweet, these are super good to have in the freezer. And we actually don't make them in the muffin tins. We just make them in a big 9x9 pan and then bust it up into little pieces. So we just eat little tiny chunks of Teresa's. Okay, the Trimtastic Zucchini Cake on page 296 is one that we make super often, and I will often keep an extra Trimtastic cake in the freezer just for those occasions where we need to pull something out quick and have a quick dessert for our family. It is definitely one of our favorites. We make it very, very often, and as I was looking it up in the cookbook, I realized that page in the cookbook is probably the most worn page. But you know how you can tell if a recipe is good or not by how dirty the page is and marked up, and it's obviously received some wear in that area of the cookbook. So the Trimtastic cake is super yummy, a great on-plan treat for the whole family. Everybody loves that one, and we've made that one probably the most out of anything in the cookbook. The last one that I'm going to share with you today is the Cry No More brownies on page 314. They are one of our favorites, and kind of one of the very first things that we started making. They are perfect with Brianna Thomas ice cream out of our ice cream maker. Oh my goodness, that is so, so, so yummy. Cry No More brownies, warm out of the oven, and Brianna Thomas ice cream. That'll do it. So anyway, those are my top 8 for today that I'm going to share with you. Those are our 8 favorites. If you are a newbie and you need some suggestions, those are a great place to start. Okay, well, I'm going to go get my Good Girl moonshine made and get this day started. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. If you guys have some favorites you would like to share with me, page numbers out of the Trim Healthy Mama cookbook, I would love to hear them from you. I would also love any Q&A questions that you have. I'm going to be doing a Q&A in the next couple of weeks and would love to have those questions from you. So be sure to put those in the comments down below as well. Thank you so much for watching today, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.